Hey there, I hope you're having an amazing day so far. So, thank you for booking in a call. And just for this video, I really wanted to kind of introduce myself to you and kind of share my experience working with Surge and client acquisition IO as a customer myself as well. So basically, to introduce myself, my name is Joseph Patnod, and I am the founder of JFP Media. Now, kind of give you a backstory on where I'm coming from. I got into the agency space in October of 2019, joining Iman Gaji's program, Agency Incubator, literally like a couple days after it came out. And prior to that, I was studying computer engineering at San Diego State University. And, it's kind of the typical thing of like, oh, I don't want a 9 to 5, and it's going to cost me $250,000 to get my degree for $120,000 a year salary, and I just didn't really like the idea of slaving 40 years away of my life behind a desk, at least for someone else. So I decided to leave SDSU despite my family's recommendations, besides my friends' recommendations, besides basically everyone's recommendations. I didn't have a single person supporting me at the time, not even my girlfriend at the time. So, I left college, joined Iman Gaji's program a couple of months later, and it was just a grueling struggle, man. Like, it sucked. I'd send out emails and not get any responses. I would try sending cold looms and not getting any responses. I even tried sending warm looms and didn't get any responses. And if I did get responses, they sucked. They were not qualified. They didn't have the money. They had a negative mindset towards, spending money on advertising and that kind of stuff. And it's just an overall absolutely terrible experience. So coming around to the beginning of, 2020, or actually going through the entirety of 2020, it sucked. Like, it worked for a little bit, and then I would fall off, and then I would get back on the horse again, and I'd fall off again. And coming towards the end of 2020, I realized, hey, my mindset is in entirely the wrong place. So I started focusing on my mindset and being more positive, focusing on the input instead of the output and that kind of stuff. And things started to get a little bit better. I was working more, I was being more consistent, but still I wasn't getting the results. I'd send emails every single day. I'd spend hours and hours slaving away, qualifying leads and all of this stuff, and spending hundreds of dollars on Snob.io and Lemlist and all these other softwares, to help me scrape in email leads and all of this stuff. And, come to April, May of this year, I was actually thinking about quitting the agency altogether. I was like, okay, fuck it. I'll go get a sales job or something like that, and I'll quit the agency and I'll just try and find something else that works. And I almost did that until I was introduced to Search through a mutual friend, and I actually started working with him to take sales calls for him. And I didn't even really understand what his program was about at the time, but he gave me access to the program to kind of consume the content, understand what I'd be offering, and to just give people a better understanding of what they'd be getting themselves into if they were to join. And I started going through the content myself, and I started to look at the results that he was able to get other people, and other people were able to get with him, and the kind of impact that it made on their agency, and all of the things that came along with it, automated outreach and actually getting brands to be interested in you instead of you hounding them to get on a call, and just an overall simplification of the sales process to increase your closing rate. And I was like, oh my God, like, where was this, a year and a half ago? Like, why didn't I have this sooner? So I actually started to implement some of the stuff myself, and I was feeling so empowered and so committed that I actually decided to like front put my own money into it. Like Serge didn't ask me to do that. He didn't do any of that at all. I came to the conclusion of, hey, I need to commit myself to this. I need to really, I really need to put myself in the position where I can succeed and really put my nose to the grindstone and get something out of this. Because it's been a year and a half and I haven't gotten anything out of it at all so far. So I paid money out of my own pocket, not any money that I made from Surge, but money that I had on my own, and I joined the program. And I showed up to the Q&A calls. I was involved in discussions. I went through the content. I asked all the questions that I had, even the stupidest questions I thought I had. I still asked them, and I got answers to them. And for a couple of weeks, just kind of going along, seeing how things were going, just kind of, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And one day we had a Q&A call, and it was kind of, talking about commitment. And the gist that Serge was communicating to people was either you're in it or you're not. If you're not 100% committed into what you're doing, then you're never going to get any results out of it. You're never going to get anything out of it. And you should just quit if you're not going to be 100% committed. And at that moment, I decided to commit myself 100%. And I dedicated time every single day to working on my agency. I dedicated every single time to improving my mindset, to improving my skill set. And, it actually started to gain traction. I actually closed a client on a CRO audit a little bit more than 2 weeks ago now. It's today is September 20th. I closed a client on a CRO audit, first time in almost 2 years where I'd made any money from my agency at all whatsoever. Prior to that, nothing. I put thousands of dollars into it, got nothing out of it. But I started to get traction. And today, we actually presented the CRO audit, the findings that we got from it, to that client today. And I actually closed the client on $8,000 per month, 3-month minimum. So I went from 2 years not making any money to now I'm making, I basically have a 6-figure agency, almost a 6-figure agency off of one client. And this is just the beginning. Like, my VAs just started doing outreach today, and I already got a warm lead in the pipeline. I just finished recording a loom for them to send for my VA to send over. Like, I'm recording this video now, but shit, in 3 months' time, I'm going to be running a $100,000 a month agency. And it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm recording this video on September 20th, 2021. When you get on the call, ask me how things are going with my agency right now. And I guarantee it to you that I'm going to be in a far, far, far more positive, beneficial, powerful, revenue-driving position than I am right now. And to be entirely honest, if I hadn't started working with Surge, I would not be in the position I am right now, and I would not be in the position that I'm going to be in the coming weeks, in the coming months. I would still be, trying to do something with sales, and I'd still be, doing deliveries for Uber Eats, making $15 an hour, running my car into the ground, and just absolutely hating life. But now I feel more motivated and more thankful and more grateful than I have in years. Hundreds, if not thousands of hours that, thousands, if not tens of thousands of hours that I've put in to the agency and not seen anything. It's finally worked out. It's finally come to fruition, the whole reason why I started doing this. So, if you've tried, a bunch of different things, if you tried sending cold emails, if you've tried, messaging people, if you've tried cold calling people, if you've tried all these things and it just hasn't worked out for you, I commend you for sticking with it for so long. Even if it's just 3 months, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's a year. The fact that you have stuck with it so far and that you've stayed committed so long is amazing. Most people quit after a couple of weeks if they don't see any results, even if they have paid, a couple hundred or a couple $1,000s for, some course. But I can say from the perspective of the customer that this isn't just some course. It's a whole community. It's a support system. It's an accountability system. It's, you're getting frameworks and you're getting VAs and you're getting all this fantastic stuff from joining the program. But if you don't have the community around you, if you don't surround yourself with people that are already making multiple 5 figures per month with their agencies, then you're not putting yourself in the best position for success. And so being in this community really puts yourself in the best position for success. We're going to be on you to make sure that you are taking the actions that you need to take. And, if your goal with your agency is to make $10,000 a month or $20,000 a month, like, you got to up your standards, man. Like, when I joined, I wanted to make $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month, hopefully by the end of the year. Now I'm 10x that. Now I want to make $100,000 a month. You're going to have the same amount of stress. It's going to be the same amount of work. You're going to put in the same amount of effort, but it's going to be 10 times the results. So make sure your aim, make sure the place that you want to be at is truly representative of the transformation that you need. Another $10,000 in the bank every month in reality is not that special. But $100,000 in the bank, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's some fuck you money right there. So to kind of wrap things up, if you're on the fence about what to do next with your agency, really give us what Surge does a consideration, because it's genuinely more powerful than any other course I've been in. And I've been in a number of other programs where they give you this and they give you that, and you're supposed to go off and it works. But what Surge has going on here, it's unique. It's not a copy paste of what you can find off of YouTube. These are actual systems, support systems, frameworks, processes, everything that you need to take your agency to however far you want to take it. And to be entirely honest, the program has just started. And, Iman says he has the #1 community for, agency owners on the earth. And, I'm going to take a little bit of a shot at him here. He doesn't. What Surge has going on is 5 times what Iman has going on. And he doesn't need to sell Sales Navigator to do it. You join the program, you pay it one time, you're in the program for life, and oh my God, are you going to love it. So other than that, I hope to speak with you soon. I hope to really show you what you need to see in order to make an educated decision. And, I really hope to see you in the program in the near coming future and to be shoulder to shoulder with you on the agency journey. So other than that, I hope to speak to you soon. I'm looking forward to our chat, and thank you. Bye-bye.